Welcome to the Nonprofit Counsel Podcast, a podcast that provides everything you need to start and lead a nonprofit organization that will change the world. We understand that starting a nonprofit can be overwhelming, and that's why we're here, to shortcut the learning curve for you. Our expert guests will share their knowledge and experience to help you avoid common mistakes and set your organization up for success. So tune in to the Nonprofit Counsel Podcast and let us help you turn your passion into a thriving nonprofit organization. Now your host, May Harris.
So as you know, nonprofits grow, their needs change, just like in a business, their needs change. So typically, what are the first kind of needs that you see nonprofits requiring in the insurance space?
As a nonprofit grows, they have to start thinking more like a business and manage a lot of these stakeholders or personalities at the same time.
Let's go back like you were in 1999, 2000. What did an event look like back then for you?
That's an interesting thing. Well, we did not have online platforms. Everything that was done for registration and auctions and cashiering was all done manually. And
I remember.
You remember
I ran events back then, so I remember. No, we don't want to work with that nonprofit. They do the exact same thing we do. So we're in competition with them. When really, if you collaborate and you share resources and you share best practices and knowledge, you end up actually succeeding more than if you were competitive. Would you agree with that?
I tell nonprofits often at times, if you feel that somebody else is doing the exact same thing as you are, then you should know, meaning competitive advantage, what makes you so unique that people would like to go to you over others?
Don't have money to pay anyway. So like, we'll just pay this massive fee. If we get it, we'll do our program with the remainder. But that's against the code of ethics, if I recall correctly. Yeah,
that's right. Absolutely. No, you cannot take any kind of percentage. And that's really to protect the organization as much as the donors, whether it's a grant-making organization. The money really must go to serve the community in need.
The one thing that I see some nonprofits it's a trap falling into is, we can't really afford to hire an employee because we can't afford payroll taxes.
Yeah, I unfortunately, I hear that often, and the IRS actually has some definition and language about who is a contractor. It's like, that's not a decision that we just get to make. There are some criteria and things that you want to keep in mind. And there are some people that have done it improperly, and now they have to go back and pay what they should have paid.
I think it is important to note that lobbying is misunderstood and what the term actually means. So it's engaging in the legislative process. It is not engaging in the campaign process.
Right. And I think it's very tied into mission. Every single nonprofit should engage in advocacy and lobbying because by the very nature of the work that nonprofits are doing, they're advancing the public good.
Thank you for listening to the Nonprofit Counsel Podcast. For more information and to continue the conversation, head over to nonprofitcounsel.com and sign up for our newsletter. Until next time.